Okay, here's the next update in our CPU project. Now, I thought I should stand back a little bit and think about what we need to build, right? So, and that's what I'd call it, if we were setting up a Quartus project, it would be the top level entity. Now, we had a thing called a top level entity before, but it turned out that was actually the CPU, so we've renamed that the CPU. So what is in the top level entity? And I haven't quite finished it, but let's go through some of the pieces, right? So some of the pieces. One piece is the program memory. And sometimes in the notes this is called the ROM because it's read-only. We don't write to the program memory. Another piece is that thing that we used to call the top level entity, the CPU. Okay? Another piece is the RAM, right? The writable memory, random access memory, but the stuff we can write to. Now there's a few other things, and they're basically about how we want to connect this up to the outside world, right? And one of them is we want to be able to reset, right? And we also want to be able to manually clock. And as we've discussed in class, you can't really take the switches directly, so we need a debounce, and I'm just going to call that dB, and another component dB. The other thing we've suggested we're going to do is we're going to display the program counter on the 7-segment display, right? The 4-digit 7-segment display. So that's what, I'll draw the whole thing. Why not? It's a bit rough and ready, but it'll do. Right, so there's our 4-digit 7-segment display. So we also need something that takes the program counter out of the CPU and drives the 7-segment display. And we need to connect all of these up appropriately and everything, but that's the main thing. The other piece we probably need is to connect to the 4 LEDs, right? So we've got 4 LEDs that we want to connect to, but I'm not sure that we actually need to do anything other than just connect up to something, whatever we want to display. And I think the suggestion is that we're going to display a particular part of RAM. Okay, that's the top level. What does that look like in VHDL, right? So let's go here, and I've created this device called putting it all together. Now let me just see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make I'm going to stop the video now, and I'll restart it after I've made the font a little